Okay, so there's a little bit of the alpha. Let's just hear a tiny section of it with my mouthpiece. Here's the Rosso Studio Jazz. Okay. There we go. And then just quick listen to the same sort of vibe and same area of the sax on my Selma Series 2. Okay, so you can tell I'm a little bit happier as soon as I sit onto my sax. But you know what? These alpha saxes, they're good. I really rate them. Trevor James in general is quite close to my heart because I grew up on a Trevor James, the horn, the quite famous one. And that took me, we couldn't afford a new sax. And in the end, God bless her, my grandmother bought me one when I was heading towards grade 8. And I'm pretty sure I did grade 6 on a Trevor James horn. Maybe with a better mouthpiece, but I still managed to pull off a distinction with that. You know, it's essentially a really very intermediate, quite basic sax, but it was a really solid horn. Okay, so this is by the same guy, same company rather. It's not, I don't think it's one guy making thousands of saxophones, and it's called the Alpha Sax. Great for beginners with small hands, or just beginners in general, even if you're an adult, because they cut off a load of keys. So, for example, you've only got the palm D, which means you're never going to get beyond grade 2 because you start needing E's in grade 3. So it's good for the first, few years or whatever. You've cut off all your low keys, so you haven't got the low B, C sharp, B flat down there, which means you've got less going on here. But this strange little hole here, which is odd, that must be to do with the physics of it and the resonance and how it all works together. But less keys, I presume it's made of brass as well, but I should look it up. I'll do a link, I'll put a link to their website so you can find out a little bit more if you're interested in them. But yeah, the whole thing is a lot lighter. So if you're a small person, that would be really handy. And the case is brilliant. So I'll just get the case in shot actually. So you've got this, I've got too many things in my hands. This really lightweight shaped case, and it comes with back straps, which I haven't got out at the moment. And it just, the whole thing is really well thought through. It's a good sax. The tuning's not amazing, the tone's not amazing, but of course it's not going to be for however much. I think it's only about £400 for one of these. So in terms of bang for your buck, I think you do quite well with one of these for a starter. I'm not sure I love the mouthpiece. I think you probably really heard the difference when I swapped onto my studio. So it's not really worth investing in another mouthpiece though, because if you're going to be swapping onto another sax to be able to get the high E and the lower notes, your low B and C sharp and things down here, then you might as well change the mouthpiece then. But as beginner saxes go, this is the one. So its rivals are kind of Elkhart, which is made by Selma. So people get suckered in by the brand of Selma. It's like the Selma American saxes. People think it's the same thing as the Paris one, and it ain't. So Elkhart, they're pretty naff. The tuning's not great. If you're keen to hear the difference, give me a shout and I'll borrow one of someone so I can review it for you, so you can hear the difference between this guy, the Alpha, and the Elkhart. Other beginner ones that people often go for are Jupiter. Some of the Yamaha beginner ones. I am a big fan of Yamaha actually as a brand. I think they're a solid brand. But yeah, if you're thinking of taking up sax and you want something light and easy, especially if you've got small hands. So the idea, I think, with this really was for young people with small hands, so they can get their hand around it. Because one of the main issues you have, if I just grab my sax out again, one of the main issues you have is they end up pressing the keys when they try and get their fingers around. I've got massive man hands, so it's not a problem. Well, I have a problem in the other extreme. I'm not amazingly dexterous. I have to do quite a lot of work on my finger work because I'm so cat-handed, literally. So yeah, so they struggle, they end up opening these keys when they're trying to get their fingers round to here. So it's eliminated that issue, and it's just made the whole thing a lot lighter and smaller. So big thumbs up, Alpha Sax. I approve. Chez Taylor Francis approves. Hello, by the way, YouTubers. That's me finally saying hello. yeah, hopefully that was useful. Give it a thumbs up, and if there's anything else you'd like me to review, do let me know. Put a comment for me. I'll do a link to this guy in the description box if you're interested in buying. If you're in London, I would massively recommend sax.co.uk. They're great. Or if you're west, Baker Street, Howarths are lovely, especially Stuart. Hi Stuart, you're a ledge. Stuart Howarths is brilliant. Or speak to maybe Meredith in sax.co.uk. She is a legend as well, one of my dear friends. And yeah, for more sax antics, please check out my other videos. You should subscribe if you haven't already done so. Why not? Get loads of information about saxes, loads of cool tunes to play, loads of tips and techniques. I have many, many thoughts on the saxophone, many thoughts. And yeah, I'm on Twitter and Instagram and all of that sort of stuff, so check me out on those as well if you want pictures and updates on what I'm doing around London and abroad. Which reminds me, I better go because I am heading off to Bangladesh soon. As you do. Bye!